All right. Welcome to the SNP podcast, where we talk about news, technology, games, all the things that interest us. I want to introduce you guys to my member, Carlos. What's up, Carlos? You guys see him regularly? Hold on, Carlos. I didn't hear you. Hello, team. I think you were muted.
Hey, what's up?
There we go. So it's Carlos. And then we have Jared. So, wait, did I get that right, Jared?
Yeah.
Jared, we have him as a new guest. And Jared, I think you were muted because I did not hear you that time. Louis Tate, hello. What's up, guys?
Jared.
Welcome to the show.
Hello.
There we go. I hear you now. So we got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. Touching up on Starlink, how there's pre-orders coming out now. Genetically modified mosquitoes that are going to be released into the US or have just been, and a bunch of other things. But let's go in order. Let's start off with Starlink pre-orders. They can serve up to 500,000 easily, but they're going to have problems when they start going into the millions. What do you guys think about that right now?
I think they definitely have the bandwidth.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't have problems serving millions of people because it's fairly just all Starlink is doing. They're just passing on just data from one side to another, so the servers don't really do that much work, to be honest. So they should be able to handle it.
I mean, that's what they were saying, like their infrastructure. Go on, Jared.
So Starlink, I need some context on this.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no. So Starlink, it's internet. It's high-speed internet from.
I'm doing good, Louis.
Elon Musk,
I'm doing good. Just getting up on the show, man.
Elon Musk.
Haven't done it in a while.
A bunch of hundreds and hundreds of satellites, like low Earth orbit.
How you been doing?
Up into into orbit, and they're just going to be stationary on top of the Earth, and that way you can have internet access all over the world.
Oh, okay. So that's where all those SpaceX rockets are going.
That's probably doing.
Yeah, launching satellites so they can give high-speed internet to the rest of the world. Because right now, what we have is an infrastructure problem where people in more rural areas don't have access to high-speed internet. And then now it seems we're at a point where we're past we're in the information age where you need to have high-speed internet. It's, for me, I don't consider it a service anymore. I feel like it's a need now.
Yeah.
Kind of with electricity and gas and shit.
That's super huge. What do they say? Half of the world doesn't even have an internet connection. Third world countries.
Oh yeah, dude. I haven't been playing Siege. I've been playing Tarkov a lot.
I mean, that doesn't sound like much, but I feel like that can open doors in terms of third world countries.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Adoption in terms of new technologies and stuff like that. Oh, I can see in the future, third world countries, being able to have different innovations that typically would be, the only Western worlds or first world countries could have access to.
Oh yeah, I think the whole world should have. I mean, obviously this is more being idealistic of me, but I think the whole world should have access to basic needs. Well, I mean, just basic needs, man. Just the whole world should be met with food, shelter, warmth.
So this is funny. This is actually a funny, interesting thing because Elon Musk gets a lot of heat for going to SpaceX.
All right, Louis, you have a good rest of your night, man.
Society.
Yeah, it's a night.
Future, But yeah, people are criticizing him because they're saying, "Well, Elon, there's a ton of stuff that you can do to help humanity on this earth. Why are you spending all this money, time, and energy to go to a planet or some other place where
Yeah, but that's only part of his plan. And then also what you said about something about that you said about third world countries, that I don't know if you knew that right now third world countries, they are adopting wireless technology much faster than we are here in the US or Europe or any other first world country, because every single home has to be wired, whether it's fiber optic or coaxial cable or any other cable, which is why fiber internet has been such a slow rollout. But wireless technologies, you can just have one tower and you can just serve thousands of people. So in third world countries in parts of Africa and
Mhm.
India, it's so much easier to just have a small phone, a small cell phone that is kind of like even as kind of like a dumb, kind of like a not a dumb, but kind of like a semi smartphone. You
Yeah.
can still do a lot of things as long as you get signal.
Yeah.
In places like Africa and India, it's so much better, and people are doing much more things on their phones
Mhm.
that because of the ease of use, and also it's much cheaper to just set up a tower, a couple of towers, and boom, like no, nobody gets any more wires.
Yeah.
Just like that. And if you ever need to upgrade from, because I think when the 3G rollout happened, I think it was a lot of parts of Africa and parts of India that they got that they had a much better coverage of 3G than even here in the US.
Mm.
Much better. So because same thing, it was a lot easier to just implement 3G and then 4G, 5G, possibly.
What do you think that's because in the US they have all the like the companies like blocking each
Bureaucracy.
other?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's that. And there's also a lot of bureaucracy crap and
Yeah, cuz like what was the example like why fiber isn't widely spread out here, at least in my area, is because Comcast keeps fighting them. It's like, nah, they can't build their infrastructure
Oh, yeah.
out here. Like, dude,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah. There are a lot of things like Comcast, because Comcast know that they have a really bad system, and they know that they're bad, and they know that as soon as there's a new competitor that is better, everyone's just gonna flock to them.
Mhm.
So, and I mean that's been proven. Places where you have more, because you know what's funny, like Comcast has like a 1 terabyte monthly data cap for
Yeah,
for every
yeah,
customer.
yeah. One terabyte cap, and I thought that was like the stupidest thing ever because I'd
Mhm.
break it all the time because I stream. But like,
Yeah.
it's dumb. I was like, they're still using old copper wires. Why don't they just fucking spend the money? It's because they don't want to spend the money to upgrade their.
expensive. Yeah, it's expensive to break into the ground, dig, lay the cable.
Oh yeah,
cable in where
it's
everything's
highly expensive, but then you have this new company that's gonna do it
Starlink.
right now,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
rather than them just doing it themselves.
And then also, can you imagine all you would need is just a phone, and you just have your phone, and
Yo,
with Starlink,
Peach,
you just go anywhere.
thanks for the
literally
subscriber,
anywhere,
Reno. Thanks for
even
the
in the
8
middle of freaking
months.
nowhere.
Yay, let's go.
So is Starlink, is that only exclusively to like, areas where there's no internet connection, or could it be
And
like
It's anywhere.
And
It's anywhere.
that you have access to the satellites.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, so and I'm assuming it's going to be significantly cheaper than your typical like broadband connection.
Probably not in the beginning, but still even in the beginning, because do you guys know how much
Well, you can look up the pre-orders online right now
Ooh.
to see.
Well, I assume it would be cheaper since other countries, or I thought the whole kind of concept was to make sure that other countries can actually get up to speed online.
Yeah, I mean, well, Elon Musk basically made it to where like the whole world can have internet, and because his basically this is like his prototype. He's doing Starlink for the Earth, and then later on, when they move forward with the colonization of Mars, they're going to have Starlink over there on Mars.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have like Mars and Earth being able to talk to each other at pretty fast speeds. Isn't that crazy?
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on to our next subject, guys. The next one we're talking about is called the first genetically modified mosquitoes have just been released in the US. So, to give you both a little bit of background on what's going on, is that genetically enhanced mosquitoes, they've been released to the US Keys. They've been released to the Florida Keys. My bad, the US Keys, the Florida Keys for, I think it's about like 12,000 male modified male mosquitoes. And here's the thing. This is what they modified. They modified where the males have a specific gene to prevent the female mosquitoes, or to make them die when they reach maturity. So
because I had heard about this sort of thing, and I thought it was the other way around.
No.
Mosquitoes, so they cannot get pregnant, so all the males.
No. I think they may have done that before, or that's what they were researching for. But this is what they're doing, because the male ones are obviously the only ones who can, they can breed and they can spread the gene, and
to make them to make the new offsprings infertile.
Yeah, because here's the problem: the female mosquitoes are the ones who drink the blood. The males just drink nectar. They just drink nectar. So they're like bees, So the males will never fuck with anybody. It's just the females who drink the blood to support them breeding. But if they don't even reach maturity, you have all these male mosquitoes that are just going to be breeding, and then just, all the females die off. But here's the thing. So right now they released 12,000 just so they can research the small,
effects.
Yeah, like in a controlled environment. Now, after that, that's when they're going to be releasing the millions and whatnot. But what's your guys' thoughts on it?
Good. I hate mosquitoes.
I think Florida is the perfect state to start with that. Actually,
oh yes,
the Florida Keys. Yeah,
I think that's the perfect state to test any type of science, world science experience going on.
Well, because it's not like they're smart enough, anyways, right?
Let's talk about so the government, out of all the things they can do, genetically modify and stuff. They decide on mosquitoes to pretty much kill off, the population of mosquitoes. If I'm understanding.
Because I don't know. Mosquitoes are also well-known killers. They carry a lot of illnesses and disease that is really bad for humans. So
really, so is this what, like malaria? Like what is it being?
Malaria, dengue. All this.
I think for these specific mosquitoes, they're known carriers of West Nile virus.
Yeah. And the Zika virus and all that shit.
In the United States, is any of this common? Because I hear about this, but I don't hear about it
in the South.
In the South, there's a lot of those. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In the South is where you get all of that stuff, fever and stuff. So.
Yeah, I was really hoping they'll try to combine a human with a mosquito or something like that in terms of genetically modifying. Yeah. I thought that would be way more interesting.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it seems, I guess, from my vantage point, it's kind of the government's pretty conservative on this. I thought there would be or maybe they're not telling us. This is kind of their concern.
Well, I think scientists have always said that they've done simulations or research towards it, that if we eliminated mosquitoes entirely, like made them extinct, it would not affect the general.
Oh yeah. I've heard about that about that theory as well. That
it would not fuck with the ecosystem.
Mosquitoes is one of those animals that you can remove them. The consequences would not be that consequential. They would not be that great.
Yeah, well,
sure, frogs eat them, but also frogs eat other things.
Yeah, I mean, like bees. If you got rid of bees, so much shit would be fucked up. Bees are super important, but mosquitoes, no. You get rid of them, you stop a lot of diseases getting spread. You stop a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's piggyback on that. Back then I spoke about CRISPR, and CRISPR is
Oh yeah, that.
yeah, that is
Editing.
that's a gene editing for like the human genome. So
Mhm.
the human genome editor CRISPR is now 20 years old, I think, is what I read in an article. And I just remember back in the days where we were saying stem cell research was
Sure.
yeah, well, like how the church went against it and stuff like that. But now with CRISPR at 20 years old, we've gone to a point of where they've been discovering things. Like one of the examples of CRISPR is that they tested on rats, or where they had the like alcoholism genome, like from humans,
Mhm.
like how they edited it out with the like on the rats, and then it showed that they did not want to drink the alcohol and blah blah blah. It was actually pretty insane. What do you guys think about
That's
that?
really cool. I mean, it will be
Yo,
cool to
what
get
up,
rid
story
of a
time?
whole
It
bunch
has
of
been a long time.
bad genes that can be passed on from father to son. Like a lot of problems. But also it can be very dangerous, because I know we don't really know or fully understand what one gene does, because it's never one gene that does everything. It's always
Yeah.
a mixture of them, and then a
Yeah.
mixture of that also it's part of something else. So
Yeah.
that is my only downside. That in the short term it might seem cool, it might seem awesome, like yeah, we're fixing, we know what we're doing,
Preventing diseases and shit.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I do believe that we should not be fiddling with that. That's one of the things about science. I'm
Uh-huh.
a huge believer in science. But just one of those things that yeah, maybe not.
It's kind of like that quote from Jurassic Park. You guys know what I'm talking about? The doctor.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking about when we were talking about the mosquitoes. I was just like, nature just finds a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, just because we know how to do something, should we do it? Type of argument there. But I don't know. I'm honestly just curious to see like how the process works. Is this like a software? Like how the heck are they doing this? Like,
well,
take a piece of your blood. Like, what is this?
Kind of, yes.
So like each cell in your body has DNA sequencing in it, and you want to think of like DNA sequencing is just like it's the source code for your cells. So you take the cells or whatever, and you just change whatever you want in the sequencing. Like you just take your lines of code out, and then you put your own lines of code in, and then you fucking put it in.
How is that, like, how are they doing that?
How they did that? Okay,
with chemicals.
Well, yeah, with chemicals
that are known to change DNA. For instance, one of them is for instance carcinogens chemicals. They're known to carcinogens. They're known to just go in and just break your DNA into chunks, and that's how you eventually
get cancer. So things like that,
chemicals like that, but modify them so instead of just going in and breaking everything.
And that also goes into another speciality of science, virologists and stuff like that, because viruses, basically, you want to think of them like zombies. They're technically not living, but what they do is that they inject their RNA into cells, and then they make the cells change into whatever they need to like breed, essentially.
Well, now that I have a backstory on what genome sequencing is, I don't like it at all. I hate it.
Yeah,
it's like having, like, let's say you start a new company and you just got this whole software, and I'm pretty sure they don't know, like, all of the genes and what they do, right?
Oh yeah. It's been like 20 years since they just discovered the human genome, and they're barely cracking the surface on anything.
Right. So I'm assuming they just observe some like subsection of what this genome does, and like what Carlos said, like I'm sure a lot of these interrelate with one another. So you go around like editing this genome, and like
You could go messing up something else.
Your whole lineage, like, you might do something. But this actually brings me back because, like, I believe it was 10 years ago, I read an article about how you can customize your children in the future.
Oh,
yeah. That's exactly what it is. Like what we're talking about, like CRISPR and stuff. Later on, they're thinking if this goes like mainstream, or if like it becomes popularized, or like if people don't have any like moral implications towards it, people are gonna have designer babies, where you can just be like, "Yo, my kid's gonna be a fucking all-star athlete."
Would you have a designer baby?
I mean, I don't want kids, period. But
well, I mean, say you have kids, yeah. But would you like, if you had all the money, there was no problems in terms of like time, money, or resources, would you customize your baby?
I wouldn't make them like super, like enhanced abilities, but I think I would definitely do like the getting rid of, like what was it? Hereditary diseases, right? Is that what it is?
Mhm.
Hereditary? Yeah. Hereditary diseases. So like, I don't know, maybe take off alcoholism from my side of the family or whatever. I mean, I'm not an alcoholic, so that didn't get passed down to me, but like rest of my family members are a lot of alcoholics and shit.
I figure if you're going to tamper with like genome, I probably would go the opposite direction. Like you're doing it for preventive measures. I would do it more to like customize. I would like say like I want my baby to be like the next Shaq. Like I want him to be NBA.
Oh,
Make him
like that.
6'10". Like I would rather if I know that something can go wrong in the process, like I would rather just go full swing.
Oh, you want to go full tilt? Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, hey, there's a risk if you even correct those, so you might as well take that risk to even progress them even further into like some like future,
you know.
But do you want to know the other side of it? Is that, for instance, right now we understand, we kind of know what genes do what. But here's the thing: even if you wanted to make your kid like, yeah, sure, give him big muscles. Okay, well, yeah, we're gonna give him big muscles. But the problem is that people that have big muscles usually also have other weaker parts of the body. Like, for instance, most people have weaker bones or weaker joints in their body. Or sometimes you can be like, okay, give him a there's always some sort of trade-off somewhere, and that's what we don't understand.
You can't have a smart jock, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
like you're gonna have to trade something.
yeah, because even right now, the way that I think, because technically speaking, right now you can choose the color of the eyes of your baby, and also the hair color. I believe it's like 3 or 4 things that you can already choose.
You imagine a world where you like all the poor people are just clearly unattractive, and then all like the rich people are like
it's like
that person's poor.
Yeah, they're unattractive, they're poor. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about attractiveness though. Attractiveness is on the eye of the beholder. Just because like I was like reading something somewhere where there has to be some people who think you're ugly for some other people to think you're beautiful, Yeah.
And then also
because like if you are genuinely attractive to everyone, it just means you're average. But like if you're ugly to some but fucking super hot to others, that's how it is.
So I actually thought that in terms of attraction level, I think they did a study about this where like if you measure attractive on like all geographic locations, it's pretty much standardized. But like in terms of preferences, that's where things get kind of hairy. So like people can all say, oh, this person is attractive, but some person may rate this person more attractive than the other one, but they can all clearly uniformly say that person's attractive, and they can say this person is this ugly, I guess.
Yeah.
So like there is a binary way of, I guess, looking at what's attractive and what isn't. But I guess it's to what degree of what you consider attractive to be or what isn't. But yeah, the whole golden ratio thing, apparently that applies to, proportions to your body and face.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said,
I've heard
man,
how
like
apparently Brad Pitt's ratio is extremely high, and that's what makes him extremely sexy to women. Same thing with Angelina Jolie or something. They like
Brad Pitt is fucking super attractive. I'll admit that, like, no homo. I'll admit, I was like, dude, that's a good looking dude, man. Holy shit. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also remember, it's when someone is good looking, it's also cultural, because remember, like, in some part of in some part of the world, even in the past and even right now, if you're big and fat, you're supposed to be like, you're automatically good looking. But right now, over here, at least in the US, it's always like, the skinnier you are, the better looking you are. So
That's true.
I know in African regions, if you are, a certain weight, especially above like the United States, like kind of obese, you're considered attractive.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they consider you attractive because it just means, like, I don't know. Like,
in some places it might be, if you're big, that means that you're rich, because otherwise you can buy more food.
So I guess my question to you guys is: do you guys think that media and perception kind of gives labels what's attractive or not? So like they say, like in the '90s, there was like a different way of thinking about attractive women as opposed to like the 2000s. Like, could we say that, like, culturally, like they can kind of, like, if you constantly see billboards of like this is attractive, or like,
oh yeah, you're saying, you're saying that, like, the media is making us think what is attractive.
Photoshop models.
Yeah.
Those
right.
Photoshop models.
So if your default is like blonde hair, blue eyes, and you constantly get, that perception in the United States, then by consensus,
then yes,
most people may find that as, oh wow, this is what beauty is. Basically. Versus if we were in India or something.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah,
I would agree with that. The media does have a lot to do with it.
And influences on what we think is attractive. Yeah, I agree that the media does that shit, and it's bullshit. For me, I was just like, I find what I find attractive. What I find attractive is a lot different than my friends.
So I can imagine how this gene sequence, it can be like packages, like where you have like tiers of like attractiveness ratings based on like, cultural.
Intelligence.
Yeah, but I don't know, that's what goes crazy, because then it doesn't make, I don't know, when you look at, like, when I see people's photos of like their grandparents when they were kids, and then I see like their grandkids, they look just like them. I find that cool. But if you go into gene sequencing and stuff like that, then you lose that.
Yes,
you lose that entirely.
That's something. That's something that will be lost.
Yeah,
in several generations. Once we start doing that, that will be lost.
So that's why I said I think it's cool for like preventing like bad shit, but the whole designer babies, I think I don't know. I just think it's kind of wild.
So another question on the designer babies thing. So like all of our genes are different, but like, can they customize your genes outside the like context of like what's standard like within a human? So like, what if I want someone to have like purple eyes? Like, is that possible?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, you can do. Wow. The color of the eye, it's one of those things you can do right now. If you were to have a baby next year,
so they can change it to an abnormal color other than like.
Oh, abnormal.
Yeah, he's saying like purple. That's possible. That's possible.
Because technically speaking, you could right now or tomorrow, you could get blue eyes if you wanted to. Because all eyes are blue. On the bottom, just if you have brown or black eyes, it's just the pigment on top of that. So you can actually get a LASIK surgery to just burn that out.
Yeah, burn out the pigmentation.
The pigment on your eyes, and you're gonna end up with like light blue eyes.
Oh man, so you can have babies like with like coming out with like pink hair, basically look like they came from like a Lollapalooza.
Yeah, possibly.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Coming from Twitter.
I mean, because like basically they would probably have to take like genes from like, you know how like tropical birds, how they have wild ass colors and shit like that. You know, there's like birds with fucking red eyes, so they would be taking shit from like animals and stuff like that.
Oh, see, that's scary. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I feel like if anything, who would get a hold of this would be like the military. Like, what if you can like
Have super soldiers?
right, like what do they say? Like apes are like 8 times stronger than human. Like,
We'll see.
give them
But that goes into the thing of like you can't do gene sequencing for someone who's already an adult, and then like you're an adult, you make the decision to join the military. But if we're talking about like designer babies, you would be breeding. It would be like Halo, like like the whole Halo thing. Like Master Chief and stuff like that. Like you would have to be gene sequencing fucking like babies before they're born so they can be bred to be super soldiers. That's where you go into like, dude, that's fucked up. Like you are making the decision for this child.
It may not be if you can get reclassified of what is and what's not human. Like if the government said this is our property and
that's so crazy.
Oh yeah, that means
you take this person and say, oh, they're not human.
Yeah,
like 60%.
But then it just goes into like, dude, you're breeding slaves, bro.
Yeah,
you know.
I feel like like I guess it's kind of like there's going to be laws. I feel like the laws won't catch up to like technology.
Yeah, I mean, because like you said, like with the whole like military, like them just test tube baby fucking super soldiers, you're breeding slaves. It's not like you're picking up slaves from fucking Africa and bringing them to the U.S. You're just making slaves now.
Yeah.
Like just think about it. You're just denying another. Like even though there's like, oh, they were made in a lab. I was like, no, you're just denying a human any choice.
Yeah. I guess if they did that, it would be kept very under wraps.
Exactly how it was in the Halo games, man.
Yeah, it's just that we wouldn't have they wouldn't have that discussion.
Yeah.
About who's who.
Yeah, it's funny because like when you look at the future, a lot of people in terms of technology, most people wouldn't think about like gene like mutations to like put you more at like a higher evolutionary sense. Most people are thinking like transhumanism, where we're combining like merging like machine with humans.
Yeah, cybernetics and stuff.
Right, like in the future, instead of like customizing your genes, it's more like, oh, we can put your brain on the internet and you can pretty much know any information like in a snap of a finger or something like that.
I think that'd be cool, but
I think.
Yeah, no, transhumanism like is very interesting to me. That's why I think like the whole if not Jeff Bezos, if Elon Musk makes the fucking what's that thing?
Starlink?
Not Starlink, Neuralink.
Neuralink.
Like if that thing like takes off, like I don't think in our lifetime it's gonna be anywhere like cool. I think maybe after our lifetime, like maybe like the next generation of kids and stuff like that, they're gonna experience like Neuralink being fucking insane. Like kind of like in the Matrix, where it's like, oh, you know how to fly a helicopter now because we just downloaded it to your brain.
Or like you can just upload your whole like personality onto the internet and just live forever.
Yeah.
But then that I don't know. Then that person would not be you.
Yeah, that's what people think. But
yeah,
I mean, it will be someone just like you, behaving like you on the internet, but it would not be you. It would just be like a bot that behaves.
Yeah, but I mean,
really blur the line.
Yeah, that exactly is what he says. Is like blurring the lines between what's human, what's not. Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know. I just think that shit's wild. But yeah, let's move on to our next subject. All right, so switching from genome splicing to transportation. Amtrak CEO voices opposition to proposed Maglev train line. So, to give you guys a little bit of background, is that the Amtrak CEO is saying what he's saying for the argument is that he doesn't want Maglev trains because he's thinking that, oh, it's only going to be made for like the wealthy and stuff like that. What do you guys think?
Well, here in the US, it would only be, I mean, regular trains are already expensive in my opinion.
They're not that
And also-
expensive.
Well,
I've taken trains a lot. I like them.
oh yeah, me too.
Come on,
But
Carlos, you have a pass.
monthly pass. I know, but no. So the thing with that is like that will require new infrastructure they don't want to spend money on. That will
Yeah.
require new trains that they don't want to spend money on. Because
Yeah.
right now, here in Chicago, the BNSF lines, which are
Yeah.
owned by Amtrak, I believe,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
they they're all of the wagons. They're all from like the 80s.
Yeah.
That means they haven't had to buy new wagons for 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
Now with all of this, that will mean that they will need to buy more stuff, new equipment, new infrastructure, new everything. And then also right now, all of the locomotives, they all run off they're all diesel locomotives. But with maglevs, that would mean that everything, the tracks and the locomotives will need to be electric.
Yeah.
Which will require extra cost because a lot of electricity to keep the train elevated, but also I don't know, why would we need that for?
I don't know. Like, so
Go faster.
So here was the one that what the one other person who was so the Amtrak CEO was saying he wants to just upgrade their current infrastructure and whatnot. And then
I disagree.
yeah, and then there was argument on the other side saying that they would keep like 94% of existing train lines, but they would also like it would complement the current Amtrak with Maglev. So like they're saying we would keep it, we would just be a supplementary thing. What do you think, Jared?
So who would be funding like this basically? Like it would essentially be like the government we pay.
Yeah,
Payers.
yeah, taxpayers would be doing it.
I say leave our crappy infrastructure alone because basically just let it like another employ, like our taxes are just going to increase. Like if this is like upgrading all of our infrastructure in terms of like our rail system in the United States, that's going to cost a ton of money.
Well, yeah, that's so that's a thing. Like what the other person was arguing. I think his name was Rogers or something like that. He was just saying 94% of existing infrastructure is gonna still be there. They're just pretty much.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they're just gonna add maglev for certain things. Like we have like maglev trains in Japan, and those bullet trains like go super fast. So they would probably use like maglev trains for like long haul type stuff. So you'd probably still have your Chicago lines. Because like it doesn't take that long to go from the suburbs to Chicago with the current trains, but they would use maglevs for like cross country type stuff.
Well, I don't know if you've ever taken one of those train trips, but money wise, they are just as expensive, if not more expensive, than fly. That just taking a flight on Southwest or whatever.
You would save like about $100, but it would add a shit ton of time. So example, I took a train from North Dakota back to Chicago, and I only saved about $150 compared to a plane ticket, but it took me 16 hours. It took me 16 hours to go back home.
Wow, no, because I've actually looked into, because I've wanted to take one of those overnight long train rides, and they're all way more expensive than I
don't know. Mine was cheaper, but like I said, so what the plane ticket or the plane ride would take me 4 hours, took me 16 hours on the train.
That must have been pretty cool.
I mean, I was just sleeping or watching movies the whole time.
Yeah.
What do they serve? What do they serve on the train?
Oh, I mean, you buy stuff a la carte,
Yeah, they have a restaurant wagon.
Yeah,
in
the train. Yeah,
there, and you buy whatever. It's like a mini bar.
Wow. You gotta hop like a couple of cars.
Yo, what up, Oscar? How you doing?
Yeah, and then if you want, you can just bring it back.
So like betting is like in a car, you have like this whole like hotel room.
Basically? Yeah, you have like cabins and stuff like that you could pay for.
First class, you get your own bed.
Yeah. Oh, Also, like going back to like the whole Amtrak thing was with the whole proposed maglev line. The CEO is a little bit right when he was saying, "It's like, dude, this is just going to be made for fucking like rich people and stuff like that," because one of the things that other people, the other side was arguing for building the maglev train is they're saying that current Amtrak stuff doesn't have any really good like first class type stuff. And I was like, okay, you're just literally
because we don't need it. Like first class people or people that are rich enough to pay for the premium stuff, they're just gonna pay for the plane. The only people that are taking the train instead of flying are either people who are scared of flying or too obese to be on a plane.
I'm too obese to go on a plane, so I have to take the train.
Or people
Scared of flying. We'll be sharing.
I just want to do it for just to
I don't know. I personally like taking the train, man. It's chill. There's more space. You're not packed in like a sardine, like on a plane, bro.
Yeah.
You don't have a weight limit of stuff. Like, dude, the only reason I took a train versus taking a plane is because I was transporting like, my carry-on, and I was transporting my big ass computer plus my monitors and all that stuff in a giant like box,
What happened? I hate to bring up Elon Musk for the third consecutive time, but what happened to the Boring Company? Like
the Boring Company?
Supposed to he was supposed to dig some tunnels.
I think he did, and it was just that's it. Like I feel. Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was for his super train thing that would go like at 1,000 miles per hour.
Right. I thought the first pilot one was from LA to San Francisco, and it's supposed to get you there within like 2 hours or something like a.
Yeah, something crazy like that.
Maybe it's still like maybe they're still working on it.
Yeah, there are a lot of now after Elon Musk announced like he was gonna get into those sort of that kind of transportation. A lot of all the companies also jumped in, and now there's some competition. And in the beginning, there were some government grants for that kind of for those sort of things, and still there, I think.
Well, I know. It seems to me like I recall like they were having trouble with that in terms of like ordinance and like people's property. So apparently, like if you own a property, you also own like underneath it as well. So like basically when he had to, yeah. So like when he's digging, like essentially he has to pretty much ask permission for each.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Well, it's like an example of that is like in North Dakota. North Dakota, we have our set of like nukes out there. I used to work out there. But basically, if you had like your farmland where they planned on having a silo and stuff like that, the government pays you like a fuck ton of money. It's like, dude, I don't got to be a farmer no more. I just got a government grant for them to have my nuke out here in my yard. So it's just like so basically for all the people who are there, they're just like, hey man, if they're building under me, fuck it, I'll make some money.
Yeah, I'm assuming I guess you own the sky above you as well.
Actually,
yeah.
Plane crosses your thing, just charging entry.
In the U.S.,
I wonder how they.
Huh? Oh no! Here in Illinois, at the least in Illinois, I think you own only about 20 or 50 feet above your house.
Oh, okay. They actually have.
Yeah.
50 feet above.
Like all the way to.
So you're telling me I can build a 50-foot tower in my backyard? Let's go.
I mean, you can build as tall as you want.
Go to skyscraper up top.
It's like 50 feet above the ceiling.
Above the ceiling of your house?
So above the roof of your house or whatever.
Oh, nice.
So you can.
Like,
you can go
I can just build my sniper tower out here. Let's go.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping you from building a 2-mile tall building. you would still own 2 miles and 50 feet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Burj Khalifa sitting in my backyard.
Yeah. The Burj Khalifa. Yeah,
Still
exactly.
paying $2,000 a month for property tax on like a skyscraper that has like thousands of floors.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. So, going along with hold on, what's your guys let's touch up back real quick. What's your guys' opinions? Are you like for these maglev trains or against it?
Oh yeah, like I said, I feel like it's going to be for the rich people. I don't think people are going to use them.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be just a huge waste of. I mean, I like the idea and I'm all for it, but I think eventually just gonna be one huge money waster. Because same thing, it's gonna be too expensive, and unless they're gonna they're gonna start charging. Right now they charge like about $8 each way to go from.
But I think
charge what, like $50?
Oh, I think that's what you're getting confused about, is that they're not going to get rid of all of like the Amtrak stuff.
But for the Mac for the Mac train, are they gonna start increase the price?
I don't know.
Is it gonna be?
I mean,
that's the only thing. Just
for me, I agree with what the other person was proposing, saying that 94 of the old trains are gonna still be there. It's just they're gonna be using it for certain things, like definitely going across the country and stuff like that. A maglev train would be super useful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, like that type of stuff. I agree that it should be like worked upon and stuff like that. I would love to be able to take a train like from here to Cali in like a very short amount of time versus having to take a plane. I like taking the trains just because like the amount of more, like you can only fit so much in the fuselage, and like also like the weight, there's a weight limit on stuff you can take. But if you're taking a train and they build it right and stuff like that, you can take a bunch of shit with you and fucking take the train, man. I like that idea. Just because, like I said, I've had an experience of traveling around the country with train versus plane before.
Mm.
I think it would be a cool idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's move on. Hop in or segueing with more transportation. Jeff Bezos is commissioning a company out in Netherlands to build him a super yacht, which the super yacht would need a support yacht with a helipad. I think that's fucking crazy. But man,
do you have pictures of that? Because I believe I've seen pictures of yachts with helipads on them.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing. His super yacht is going to be bigger than like, I don't know, regular fucking yachts with the helipads. Like, his is going to be like a fucking capital ship with another fucking support yacht with a helipad to help out the other one. It's like, hey man, we're going to support your big yacht with our fucking also big yacht.
I want to have so much money. How much does it say? How much is it going to cost him?
I don't remember, but it's just there's no images of what he's gonna be like, what it's gonna look like, but they have images of the company he's working with. So it's like on Instagram, so you could see these big ass yachts and shit.
Can you stream
what it looks like? I lost the link for it. I had it. Okay. It was on Instagram.
Okay.
What I saw.
No, we're just curious. Yeah. No, because at that point, I think it would just get too expensive, because then every time that's not. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a regular ship that one person can just pilot. At that size, you're gonna need a crew of people.
Yeah. That's probably what that's why he said he's going to have a support ship with it too. Like, that's why I think it's insane. That's just absurd to me, man.
But what is the crew going to be there 24/7, like, or whenever, or is it going to be like temporary workers, like, hey, who needs some work, or I don't know.
Dude, I have no idea. I don't know the implication.
They work like Amazon employees. They could pay $15 an hour.
You're gonna get 15 hours. Like, it's like, hey man, listen, you're gonna be the manager of this ship, and you're gonna be getting paid salary. But everyone else, your crew, is gonna be getting paid $15 an hour.
And you make sure that they can like work overtime. So, come on. Get
They
it
have to
done.
pee in bottles because they can't go up on the lodge.
Yeah. But I was also reading Jeff Bezos stepped down from Amazon, right?
No, I think he's he's
yeah.
thinking about stepping down.
Oh, he's thinking about? I thought he did.
Oh no, the CEO. He's not. He's no longer the CEO.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. See, he
Oh,
did
he
step
did?
down.
Oh wow. Okay.
So basically, he's just like, he stepped down because he just wants to live off his money, son.
At this point,
Yeah, honestly, I see a man who's just bored. Like he has all
Yeah.
that money, he doesn't know what to do, and that's what. Like, if I had that much money, I would probably be buying the most random stuff, like things
Most
that y'all-
expensive ass shit.
you know what? I would
Yeah, like
go
things
to.
like, oh, I didn't even know it existed until like yesterday.
You know, I would just go on Twitch and then I would just buy all of those thoughts. A whole bunch of like, what do you want, baby? Here you go.
So, Carlos would be just spending money on Twitch thoughts. My bad. That's funny. Hey, look, here's $10,000.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Just
That's funny.
stream once in a kiddie pool.
The hot tub meta, dude. That's what it
Yeah.
is. The hot tub meta. Yeah, but I don't know. For me, I don't know. Maybe it's because I've never been super rich, but if I was obscenely rich, I would make sure I had enough money to make sure I was comfortable, but then I would just be like starting up fucking like charities and stuff like that with the rest of
I
my.
think he has a charity, but it's at one of
Yeah, for
those
me,
profitable charities.
I don't think I'll ever be like if I had the opportunity of becoming a billionaire. I don't think I would be a billionaire. Like my money would probably be going somewhere else. Like
Donation,
like I would
helping
probably
people.
do more philanthropy.
Oh,
Yeah, like I'd be a philanthropist, but like I said, I would still be like, you'd look at me as like,
making a rain at the pub.
I was like, yeah, like he's rich, but like at the same time, I wouldn't be having a giant mansion. Like I fucking hate large spaces and stuff like that. I would probably live in a complex of like tiny homes and just have all my homies live there. Like that's what I would have. I was like, hey man, you're my homie. You want to live here for free? Like come on out,
That'd be cool. Yeah.
That's Warren Buffett right there. I think
Who's
Warren
that?
Buffett still lives in the same house since the 1970s. Like he's never moved. Warren Buffett.
Oh
he's, like,
yeah,
the top
yeah.
five
I've
richest
heard
man.
about him. Yeah, yeah.
Worth, like, he still lives in his Nebraska. I believe his Nebraska home. That's like a basic $300,000-$400,000, and here's this guy, and that's his. I think that's his only property. Maybe I'm wrong, but like
he has like rental properties and stuff, but I think like where he lives is that one. Yeah, because I remember reading about it. He's got a shit ton of properties, but like that's like he's renting them out. Like that's how he makes his money, his rental fees.
And then also, I feel like a lot of these billionaires, like it gets really complex because a lot of their money they don't have. It's not liquid. So like, I think he got sued, and he was saying like, hey, like the court, like I have no way of paying this. Like all my money is tied to Tesla.
Well, yeah, and that's that goes into like how they avoid like
Taxes.
how they can keep their money is because it's not liquid. Because if you got a fuck ton of liquid money, the fucking Uncle Sam's gonna be knocking on your door, be like, "Hey, give me some money, son." Damn.
Man, I cannot wait until I become a Bitcoin millionaire, just so I can see the price of cryptocurrency.
Hop man, how's it going?
Like,
We're just chilling and talking, my bro.
The next day, oh, okay, that was fun.
yeah. I mean, like that's kind of like an example of like with the wealth thing. I don't know. People were making memes back in the day where 50 Cent, they're like 50 Cent is going bankrupt, la 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 la. It's like I thought you had a bunch of money and stuff like that. It was like, no, it's like you guys are failing to understand like tax laws and stuff like that. He was filing these bankruptcy claim. I forget which chapter it was. It's the one like after like the like the info tapes that one guy made the commercials for. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Peter Francis Geraci.
Yeah, the Peter Francis Geraci. It's a chapter after it where it's basically the chapter after it is basically the law where it reassesses all of your assets. So yeah, so basically he just had all his. So when he was getting sued by like I think it was baby mama or something like that, so she can like take him for all he's got. He did that, so it would just be held up, like the money would be held up, like he didn't have to pay shit while she was still paying fuck tons of money in lawyers' fees and stuff like that, and that shit kept piling up. So he can use that to his benefit. So he can use it to his benefit to just be like, hey, do you guys just want to settle instead? Because this money's going to be tied up for a long time. And then it's like, hey, you settle for 2 million or like whatever. I don't know what the exact number is, but you know, an example, you settle for 2 million and all this shit rather than you taking half of everything I got.
That was probably better.
Yeah. So you
just want the money.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that the rich use to keep their money, man.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know what to say about it.
It's messed up.
It is messed up. It really is. Money is the root of all evil.
Yeah. All right. So what's next?
All right. So moving on. We are going to be talking about. You know what? We're going to skip this one just because it's a little off topic. But let's go on to yours, Carlos. Apple versus Epic. So, guys, to bring you a little backstory on what's been going on is that Apple and the Epic Store, like the Apple Store and the Epic Store, have been in this long-going lawsuit that's been happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Epic wants Epic. So it all started when because in the Apple Store, in the Apple
thanks for the cookies, Hot Man.
System, you cannot have a second store. You cannot have you cannot sell apps inside of the App Store.
Yeah.
So Apple banned Epic because they were selling games, which Apple consider as apps inside of the Epic Store. So that's so Apple banned the Epic Game Store, which Epic made.
Was this Epic? Was this in response to them getting back at Apple for like Fortnite, where like they wanted less than 30% of development payments directly to Apple?
Yeah,
they said
that's
we don't want. I guess they made their own like kind of wrapper where they have this app. You have to buy it within an app. I see.
Yeah.
So this is kind of we've been battling for a long time. Yeah.
Well, that's how it all started, and then once somebody does something, the other one does something. It's back and forth like that, and one trying to get one up on each other. So yeah, even Steam got dragged into this because Apple Apple went to Steam to ask for some game data, and Steam was like, "I'm not gonna give you some game like my game data, like my user information stuff." And then Apple went to the judge to have Steam give them some data. And right now, it turned out that after the court cases, it turned out that the Epic Store, just in general, has been a complete not failure. It's because it is popular. It's slowly growing, but it's wasting a lot of money.
Because a lot of the free video games they've been given out.
Yeah, including Fury. Yeah, because those free games.
If it's free, it's for me, man.
Someone has to pay them.
Yeah, Epic pays it.
And right now, Epic is paying them. So yeah, it's pretty big.
What is Android doing? What are they doing?
Android, for now it's kind of safe because you can have an app store inside of the Android store, and Android allows it and stuff like for instance.
I think they only just ask for a cut, the very small cut.
Yeah, it's a different kind of cut, and right now everybody just wants Apple to take less than a 30% cut. Because right now Apple takes 30% cut, they want them to lower down to like 15 or something. Because for instance, in Amazon, the Amazon App Store, Amazon pays 15% of all of the entire transaction over to Apple.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's a lot.
yeah. So I know that's a lot of money. So they're like, so how come some companies pay 15 while almost everyone else pays 30? We also want the 15%.
It's also
yeah. Go ahead.
it,
Yeah,
it
so that's the whole thing.
it also goes along with like, you know, how like Steam example, one of the most popular fucking stores for digital content was fucking, they take a 30% cut, and that really, yeah, it really fucks. And like, this is the way they do it, is that they're like, oh, we take less of a cut if you make more money. I was like, okay, well then you're just still fucking the smaller developers, and then just letting the rich ones, you know,
Yeah.
fucking.
And the reason why it's 30%.
Amazon app, that's actually beneficial, like for them to use their platform. So like Apple is profiting because there's so many people who are using Amazon, the app, that like a lot of people are going to download versus a small developer.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of more like, we're going to use this, but we don't care, as opposed to like a bigger.
So I mean, it goes into like this thing. The Epic Store could be better if they literally just listen to their audience, like the gamers and stuff, on what they want their launcher to do. Because like, to be honest, I would love for the developers to get more money, but like the fucking Epic Game Store kind of sucks sometimes. Like, they recently just had the wish list thing enabled. Like, they just got that out. I was like, bro.
I mean, yeah, the Epic Store, it is way behind even. Anything else is, way behind even what Steam has. I mean, but also, I mean, Steam has been in the scene.
Oh yeah, game for a long time, but it's just like the Epic needs to come with those like quality of life enhancements for it to even start arguing that fucking Steam is dickhead. You know?
Yeah.
Epic produced a super awesome game, and now they feel all stuck up and mighty right now.
Yeah, there's like, we charge less for for selling games than Steam does. I was like, bro, like, you know, if you can come up with cloud saves and, you know, just not making the computers shit themselves with your shit running.
What other games besides the only reason why I heard of Epic is honestly Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like, is there any other, like, is there something like popular other than Fortnite? Because I've never heard of them since. Like, have they produced
a couple
of games?
Epic has done a lot of really good games, like Doom, the Doom series. No, wait, that was id Software. No, but yeah, they were.
Well, no, like, you got to think of it. It's just like Steam. You know, the Valve Corporation doesn't make games anymore. They just fucking make so much money selling games.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And then also.
That's why.
Epic. Dooms, the Dooms games, the Doom games. Also, some I want to think about some racing games. I don't know.
Latest Hotman. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, so it just goes with like fucking. If Epic can step up their shit, then yeah, they have a valid argument to Steam.
Yeah, and then also, I mean, I get it. That the 30% cut is there, but also the 30% cut, it's more for physical physical goods. It's a standard cut that a lot of store takes, but it's because there's usually physical goods involved. You know, you have a warehouse and someone else wants to put things into your warehouse, where now they're taking up space in your warehouse, or your store, so you can sell them. But because it's a digital store, there's nothing to store. There's not really nothing for them to handle.
Mm-hmm.
So the 30% cut doesn't make much sense there. It should be more like 10%, if anything, just to cover up processing payments and and data transfer.
Transaction fees and all that shit. But yeah, so I mean, we'll see what happens between Apple and Epic. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right, last subject for today that people been waiting for. Dogecoin. I want to throw in my 2 cents real quick. And then we'll connect you got to your guys' story.
Okay.
So like Elon Musk made a warning that fucking Dogecoin is climbing and stuff like that. But I guess the whale owns like 22 million. Like
What?
Like a whale. You know what a whale is, right? In terms of cryptocurrency?
The animal? No.
No. So the whale is like somebody who owns a fuck ton of the coin. So whatever they do affects the price. So if a whale decides to sell off a bunch of shit, the price will just fucking dip down. They make a shit ton of money and then they just buy it up again when it's downed, you know? And it makes it go right back up and they just make money through that entire transaction.
I want to be like that.
So, yeah, I know, right?
Mm.
That's why you have to be an early adopter and just fucking buy everything.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with Doge is that I say there's like 11 nodes that maintain the network, basically.
Mhm.
So like, it's heavily centralized and
Exactly, yeah.
every hour,
Yeah, like
prints like there's like a billion Doge are printed like every month.
yeah, like
Yeah.
the holder. There's very few holders that have a lot of it. So that's why it's just like, hey, if you're one of the smaller owners, you would be fucked.
Yeah, but also, if you're mining this currency, like there's nodes that run it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's 11 currently that are literally upholstering the network of Doge.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like kind of the purpose of cryptocurrency is to have that decentralization. So like, a lot of people are buying
Yeah,
it,
but
most
but
people I guess are not. Is more like making sure the price goes up. But like, I feel like that kind of is like, okay, that's kind of scary because these people can literally mint billions and billions of Doge every single month, driving like, so Doge is like inflationary, unlike other currencies like Bitcoin. So it's like the only reason why this is going up is pretty much the next person is buying it at that top.
Yeah,
like versus
it's the public interest in it.
Yeah, like there's no like active development community behind it. There's like, this is just basically getting meme to the top.
Yeah, bringing a meme coin to the top. Yeah, that's what it is. Exactly.
Yeah. And so I'm all for it. I'm okay with it. Like I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So what about this other coin that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah.
So there's a new one that's supposedly supposed to be like the Doge killer.
Dogecoin killer.
Yeah, because like Doge started out with like I think 100th of a penny at the time when it was on like Robinhood, buy it for 0.001. This coin is like 1,000 or a tenth of a thousandth of a penny right now. So like right now it's at a $4 billion market cap, and it's currently priced at like 11,000th of a penny. So like you can throw in probably about a good $100 in there right now, and maybe a year or so it might get to a penny, and you have a good $25,000.
Ooh.
If it goes to a multiple of like, I don't know, 1,000%.
You convinced me. I'm sold. I'm buying.
Yeah, so there's this exchange crypto.com, which they just released it on the platform. So apparently if you sign up now, it looks like it's delisted. Apparently there was so much, I guess, anticipation for it.
Wow. So it's brand new.
Going to handle it.
What's it called again?
Yeah, it's brand new. It's the name of another dog, Shiba Inu.
Shiba Inu coin.
Shiba Inu, yeah. Shiba Inu coin.
Yeah.
And if it gets to a penny, you're basically rich, honestly. Like all it has to do is get to a penny. Because it's like 10,000th of a penny right now.
Yeah.
So if it goes up 10,000%, you could be set for life if it just goes to a penny.
Dead ass.
But like
I would just be throwing down like I would throw down like $1,000 and then let's just see what happens. Just hold, wait off.
Yeah, the market, like there's currently $1 trillion like in circulation, $1 trillion coins in circulation. So I'm curious to see how this goes in a year or so. But right now, I think it was 2,900 on like the coin market cap at the top. Now I think it's like at like 50. I think it's like a top 50 or 60 coin.
Too bad you can't buy this on Coinbase.
Oh yeah, they'll never list that coin. Like they don't list Doge.
They don't list meme coins.
Yeah.
They're just like, we're a professional financial institution.
Right.
But yeah.
It will be nice. I think I'm gonna buy like $50 worth of that.
Yeah. And then Carlos later.
Yeah, that goes up 10,000%. What's 10,000% of 50? So that would be like $50. Oh man, well we're looking at.
He'd be like 50 million, right? No, $500,000.
$500,000.
500.
That was $500,000.
Yeah,
that's okay. a $500,000 profit.
Yeah. Carlos is like, oh, dude, I just made $500,000. 50, but like if it reaches a penny, Carlos, you would be at $500,000.
You know what? In that case, you know what? I'm gonna go $100. I just want that million.
Most likely, it's not going to get there. I feel like this is just a Ponzi scheme. Someone's going to like crash it and take.
Oh yeah.
Oh, like a whale? Yeah. Well, I mean,
this is not the first time. It's not the first time that this has happened. Like, do you guys remember Sandcoin?
No, I remember you always talking about it, and I never bought into it.
Sandcoin. It was but at least Sandcoin was. I think it's still around. It was based in some farm in Russia. You could buy 1 Sandcoin equals 1 square meter of land, or something like that, or like 1 centimeter, or something like that. Square piece of land, and then you just had, and some guy just made it, and that was the whole thing. Yeah, and then I think also some other cryptocurrency just showed up, and some dude just got some investors on board, and then just one day he just disappeared with like $2 million, or it was
Oh, that was me, man. I walked away with the $2 million. I was a very charismatic salesman.
I actually think that the smartest way to invest it, like if you guys like if you had $1,000 right now, or you basically don't make that much money at all, I really think the best way of actually getting rich as of now is finding a low market cap coin that no one has heard of, and make sure 100x or 1,000x from there. Like I would never tell people, oh, invest in Bitcoin.
Not anymore. Yeah, same here. Bitcoin's like $60,000-$70,000. It's just too expensive.
The best thing Bitcoin can do is double, right? That's the best probably Bitcoin can do is double, maybe even triple, which is not that much. You put in $2,000 in there, it triples. Wow, Bitcoin's at 150,000. You only get 6,000.
Sure.
Like I feel like the best way for you is find some coin that's like a penny 30 cents and like let it go to like let it 100x and just risk it all versus putting it into like a stock or any type of crypto. Like I feel like that's the best bet if I had like only $1,000.
Oh yeah, if you're just like
just put like $10 or $20 in every single coin in all of them. At least one, it's gonna give you back at least $2,000 at the very least.
Right, because if I had $1,000, so what? My money doubles. Like, so what? I have $2,000. Like,
sure.
Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, for me, man, I wish I never sold my coin that I had a long time ago because I was like, oh, I need the money. But back then, I had like,
what coin was this?
The Bitcoin. It was actually Bitcoin. At the time, Bitcoin was, it was like $1,000 or $1,200 at the time.
Oh,
and I had about like $800 worth of it. Dude, if I kept it, dude, I would have been fucking loaded right now.
Right.
And it's because at the time it dipped down, and like, I was a little younger. I don't know about like going up, like things that go down, up and shit like that. So I did the panic sell and I just sold it I made $600. Dude, if I just let it stay there, I'd probably have like, I don't know, $40,000 right now.
Yeah.
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 Like I want to just start. I want to just look at like the lowest market cap coin and just put like $100 in it,
Yeah.
and then see what happens in 2 years.
That's why I've been fucking buying some Anchor and Cardano are like the two coins that I've been buying.
Cardano.
Yeah, Cardano and Anchor. And I'm just buying it and just letting it sit there. It doesn't grow too fast or anything. So that's probably just going to be one of those things. Like I'll see that thing later in like 20 years from now. I was like, sweet, I can retire with this. You know?
Yeah.
True.
But yeah, that was.
People were actually putting off retirement into the Doge. So I was reading an article. This guy put all his like $180,000.
Oh my god.
Put it in Doge. He became a millionaire.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One guy did. He became a millionaire. He threw his entire life savings into fucking Doge. It was like 40 grand or something like that. And now he's like multimillionaire. And he was like, sweet.
That's a
just hold.
Huge. I mean, I've heard about people doing that.
I've chat up, but for the most part, I'm trying to stick to the show.
I don't think I would do something like
Carlos,
that.
are you thinking about doing it? Are you thinking about putting your whole life savings into Doge right now?
Nah, I would never do anything.
You look kind of hesitant, like you actually entertain this thought right now.
Oh, I would. Trust me, I would think about that. And I have thought about it because for the same thing.
Going to $1. I think it's going to. It has no intrinsic value, has nothing, but I think it will go to $1 based on popularity.
No, yeah, me too. No, I do think because a lot of people are just gonna buy it just because it's a meme coin and just it's everywhere. And as long as Elon keeps pushing it, I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
The thing is that, for instance, like there was one guy. Remember when the GameStop stock happened?
Yeah.
There was one guy who he bought $50,000. No,
I know.
Yeah,
I know. They call them like diamond hands or something like that.
Yeah. He bought like $50,000 worth of shares before it all started because I guess he was one of the guys in the whole in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And at the peak, he sold everything for like $50 million.
Mm-hmm. He's rich as hell, and then he just bought like a shit ton more, and then made it rinse and repeat.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, it happens, but damn, like that risk.
Fuck it, man. Risk it all. Risk it for the biscuit, man.
Gotta hold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hold.
All right. But yeah, so that's what we had going on, chat. We'll see. We'll probably see. Hopefully, I would like this to be weekly, but you know, I haven't been like up and on the show a lot. But that's probably because
adults.
Yeah, we're all busy and shit. But
who the hell just left?
Definitely, if you guys, you can catch it live here on Twitch, but I do upload these to YouTube. So YouTube guys, thanks for watching. But thanks for joining us, Carlos. As always, it's been great. And Jared, thanks for stopping by, man. It was good to have you on the show. Would you be?
Absolutely.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, had a fun time here speaking with you guys on very interesting topics.
Yeah. Would you like to come on again sometime if we contacted you?
Sure, why not?
Hell yeah.
An invite.
As long as we're talking more about Doge, I'm down.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
More crypto.
Yeah. All right, man. So yeah, chat. It was good to join. We'll see you guys later. Peace.